You want you to mark. Good evening, call the council meeting in order. Please stand for a pledge of flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for all our military personnel. Also, I apologize if I'm wrong. Today's August 12th. I believe today is the anniversary of Alvin Williams passing away in the line of duty. So please remember that and his family. Thank you.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home District and Star will be published a notice on January 10, 2025. It was posted on the municipal bulletin board and should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Councilman Bauer.
Here.
Councilwoman De Jesus. Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilman Small. Councilman Harris.
Here.
Vice President McCullough.
Here.
And President Spiller.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from July 22nd, 2025?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances this evening, we're going to take letter A first, which is a bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of the Stafford Road Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $8,500,000. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second reading and the public hearings be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only.
Good evening. Pardon me. Tom Maris, Forge, New Jersey.
Evening.
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the lawyer to get seated.
I'm getting that 30 seconds back.
I know. Anyway, can you explain why that is? Is there new apartments or new homes going in there? What is the need for the repair on that? How old is it? And who did the estimate on the appraisal for what it's going to cost?
So this is the area of Stafford Road in Colonia. It encompasses New Dover, Route 27, Magnolia. This is for their sanitary sewer. Mayor, if you want to touch on it.
It's got nothing to do with development, nothing to do with apartments. It's just a bunch of old neighborhoods where the sewer pipes are potentially under-designed, and now there's a significant amount of flooding going on in the area, and we had this pretty massive project to study it and see what needed to be done. The work was done by Collier's Engineering. They prepared all the estimates, and now we're to the point where we're ready to go out and bid the project, and hence we have to pass 2 readings of an ordinance.
Okay, so it is going out for bid. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that the town takes care of this stuff. So this is not kind of a mousetrap type thing. We know, the town's an aging town, and we got a lot of things that need to be repaired, and you're on top of it.
It's a very challenging project because where the pipes clog up is under Route 27 and under the train tracks.
Yes.
To go across into Merle Park, and that's very complicated because it's a highway and a train.
Thank you,
And
sir.
the parkway, yeah.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments under letter A? Hearing no other comments, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll take letters B and C by consent. Both are amendments to Chapter 7, the traffic ordinance of the Township of Woodbridge. The first is to add handicap parking at a location on Gill Lane, and the second is to delete handicap parking on a location in Beverly Hills Terrace. But I get a motion that these 2 ordinances be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open.
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letters B and C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted, and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Finally, letter D, second reading ordinance, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, the administration of the revised ordinance of the Township of Woodbridge with regards to discovery fees. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter D only.
John Vitale, Woodbridge. At the letter D, the discovery fee, what kind of fee are you talking about?
This is discovery fee for the prosecutor's office in regards to the courts. When people request this type of information, investigation attorneys, whatever, this is what the fees will be.
So non-payment or something like that?
I'm sorry?
Non-payment of the fees or what?
It's not non-payment, it's payment if somebody, for example, if an attorney wants this type of information, that's the fee that they have to pay for discovery.
Thank you. Good.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing no comments or questions, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We're going to take letters E, F, G, H, and I, first reading ordinances by consent. Before I do so, Mr. President, I believe you wanted to yield to Sergeant Angelo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mitch. I'd like to ask Sergeant Angelo just to speak shortly on item number F, please, the ordinance regarding traffic regulations. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sergeant Angelo. I'm one of the supervisors with our traffic enforcement unit here in town. I'm here to speak about a proposed ordinance regarding limiting certain types of bicycles, electric bicycles, and other forms of non-self-propelled types of transportation, also known as micromobility devices that are being operated on public sidewalks and other areas of our township that are causing a safety hazard. The sharp influx of e-bikes, particularly downtown, near schools, and other areas, has brought a new type of device to our streets, but also safety concerns. Faster speeds, crowded pathways, and a mix of inexperienced riders have made it clear that regulations and rider awareness need to catch up. Multiple municipalities such as New Brunswick, Hoboken, Perth Amboy, and several other areas have ordinances already in place to better serve these issues. Due to multiple complaints regarding individuals such as walking on the sidewalk, having to jump out of the way of a bicycle or an e-bike, which some of these can reach speeds in excess of 28 miles an hour, this on top of crashes now occurring on the roadway with legal as well as illegal type of e-bikes, us as a township had to do something to better control these issues before it gets out of hand. This ordinance being proposed is not strictly just for enforcement or education, it's for the safety and public as well as those operating these devices. Most recently, as July 17, 2025, a young boy was killed while riding one of these e-bikes in the state. Bicycles, e-bikes, and other types of micromobility still must follow the laws of the road as described by state statute. This ordinance will prohibit any bicycle, tricycle, scooter, Class 1, Class 2, or Class 3 bike, motorized bicycles, mopeds, hoverboards, segways, low-speed electric bicycles, low-speed electric scooters on any public sidewalk or township-owned parking lot. However, this will not apply to those operating any of those devices besides Class 3, motorized bicycles and mopeds that are under the age of 17. If a roadway is closed with a township or county permit or any private or public property is being used for an event sponsored by the township, these micromobility devices will be prohibited. When we combine clear rules with consistent consequences and give riders the knowledge they need to make safer choices, by holding these riders accountable, ensuring everyone understands the rules, we can make the road safer for all. Thank you.
With that said, thank you, Mr. President. Again, letters E, F, G, H, and I. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in our Home News Tribune on August 18, 2025, and notice of public hearing be held on August 26, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Motion. Second.
Are there any comments or questions from council?
I have a comment. Mr. Nick, I would just like to thank the administration and the police department for taking action on this. I get a lot of complaints and concerns from drivers, and these are young kids on the bike. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. So thank you for taking care of our residents.
Yeah, I just want to echo Councilwoman Meehan's words. I want to thank Sergeant Angelo, Director Niski. Spot on. We've all been hearing the discussions over the last several years. This has just been, blown up, for lack of a better term. So thank you for being so proactive and bringing it to the council meeting and educating ourselves as well as the public. So thank you.
Council President, I just want to correct you. It's not Sergeant Niski.
What did I say?
It's Police Director Niski. You said Sergeant Angelo and Sergeant Niski.
I'm bringing him back.
If you bring him back, at least make him a captain.
Sorry, sir. I saw a sergeant back there too. I see sergeants everywhere.
Any other comments or questions from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Finally, Mr. President, you have 36 resolutions before you. Can I get a motion to approve 1 through 36?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Mr. Mitchell, I'd just like to thank the mayor and the administration, acknowledge resolution number 3, firstly, resolution number 3, recognizing all the work the Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squad has provided to the township since 1997, and also thank the mayor and administration on resolution number 25 for going ahead and starting the appraisal services and the professional services needed for their building. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So moved.
Thank you. We'll now go to the public comment portion of the meeting. When approaching the microphone, please state your name and what section of the township or state you live in. You'll have a one-time opportunity to speak. All members of the audience shall adhere to the township's ordinance, which is posted on the entrance door to council chambers. The public session allows for 5 minutes. This includes remarks by the speaker and any response by the council president or administration. When there's 1 minute left, I will alert to the speaker as to emphasize any remaining points or questions. When the 5-minute period is passed, all speakers are to leave the microphone area and return to their chairs. All videotaping must be taken in the designated area, and there'll be no interruptions from your chair. The public session portion of the meeting is a comment and/or Q&A interaction between the council president and the speaker. The council president presides over the council meeting. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Council President, if I could go before the public session, just want to say thank you to the council for your support. Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squads have been around 70 years. They did an exemplary job for the township. They just hit some tough times recently. Last year, they gave up the coverage in the Fords area, and this year they're giving up the coverage in the Woodbridge area. We thank them for their service. I want to assure the people of Woodbridge Township that they are completely safe, as they always have been. We were not surprised by this. We were not surprised a couple of years ago when when they gave up Fords. As a result, our first aid director, in conjunction with our emergency management coordinators and our police leadership, put us in a good position. We hired 2 supervisors. We hired 8 emergency management technicians, and we bought 2 ambulances, and we've been covering the Fords Second Ward area for a while now. We're able to cover what Woodbridge used to cover with that, while we hire more ambulance operators and more EMTs, I should say, and we are purchasing 2 additional ambulances for our use, and a 3rd we're purchasing for Colonia, which lost a rig in an accident. So we are able to do this. We have the right people, we have the right policies and procedures, we have the right leadership, and I want to assure the people of Woodbridge Township that at no point were we ever worried that we would not be able to provide first aid services to the people here. Our people know what they're doing. Our police department, our first aid squads, Colonia, Avenel Colonia, and Port Reading, know what they're doing. And the other 2 areas, Woodbridge and Fords, are now covered by the township. So it's a consolidated effort and a coordinated effort and a cooperative effort, and we'll be fine. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Myself and the council want to thank you for that update, as well as your robocall last week. We've all heard from numerous residents. They were really happy to hear that we've been moving forward to this for some time. Of course, with social media, when people post misinformation on purpose, it will scare the residents, but they were very happy to hear there's been no interruption and it's furthest from the truth, so thank you. The public portion is now open.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Christy Hansen. I reside in Ward 1, District 11. I am going to be the Republican Council at Large candidate, and I'm also here as a concerned parent. And I wanted to address Mr. Harris specifically. As a former member of the Board of Education, you know firsthand how important it is to plan for enrollment growth. Now that you're on council, what are you planning to do differently than you did when you were on the Board of Education to address the strain that the high-density apartments have now put on our school system? Classroom sizes have gone up significantly, and they will continue to go up. And I am a parent, as well as a former substitute teacher in this district, and I know that the Ross Street School can only hold a certain number of students. And although we were told that the people living in the high-density apartments were not going to have children, they were not going to shop in supermarkets, we all know this not to be correct. They do have children, they are taking up our schools, and we also have an influx of traffic. I'm sure crime will follow. And I would just like to understand what will happen when we need funding for more schools, and that will impact our taxes and everything else.
So first, everything goes through the council president, as I mentioned earlier. If you want to ask questions, you can ask through me. Second of all, this is the Township Council meeting, not the School District Board of Ed meeting. If you have questions regarding our schools, I would suggest you go to the Board of Ed meeting and ask them there. As far as anything for Councilman Harris, if he wants to address anything, that's certainly up to him. Otherwise,
Well, I mean, it was the council that passed the pilot programs and that helped to make all these high-density apartments happen. So I would feel that that somehow falls on you as well, because it's impacting our town, not just the students. So it's not just a Board of Ed problem.
what, I'd
Council
just like to
President?
know where, I'm sorry.
No, good.
I'm just like to know where you're getting your information that you're saying Ross Street is overcrowded. On a brand-new school, it's overcrowded. Where did you get that information from?
Because I have information and I know factually that the classroom sizes have increased at Ross Street School, and so has the enrollment.
Okay, have you brought that to the Board of Ed meeting?
It has been addressed at the Board of Ed meeting, but the reason why it has to be addressed at the Board of Ed meeting is because it started here.
Okay, well, I'm asking a question. Councilman Harris, anything?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. And Ms. Hanson, nice meeting you. We've spoken over the years, different
We have.
communications per my school board role. Couple things. School 11, when it was reconstructed, it was constructed with additional classrooms in mind to handle any additional load. As you recall from that building, it was 100 years old at its time, and it was far below capacity. It was built to handle increased capacity, which it has. And through this council, supporting the Board of Education, that pilot revenue has been supporting the growth of our school buildings, the modernization of our buildings. School 4 and 5, which, as you know, is on Avenel Street. Mr. Spiller is familiar with that. That has increased classroom space, modernized amenities. I believe it's 10 new classrooms, new cafeteria, new gymnasium. And as the mayor has addressed previous meetings, along with Mr. Bauer, we're building an additional elementary school with pilot revenue through no increase, direct increase on property taxes to fund that. Again, that's pilot revenue, a new school 10, the Hope Lawn section of the township. So this school district and the town are working hand in hand to mitigate any increase in student population, but also provide brand new amenities and facilities to our students if and when the township population does grow. In my time on the school board, really my 12 and a half years, we increased only about 200 students over the course of 13 years. And again, that's spread across 13 grade levels, kindergarten through 12th grade. And then we also, through a lease, school district is a lessor from the township, the St. Cecilia School building. So as the town has marginally increased over time, the facilities have kept up. So I wanted to just clarify those things. I'm not sure to what extent you're familiar with the future plans, as well as some of the past growth. And actually, I should mention, in adding on School 29, the St. Cecilia's building, we were able to go from half-day kindergarten to full-day kindergarten. So we grew our facilities, we also grew our programming as well. So I wanted to just point out those things. And being a council member, I plan to continue to be a liaison to the board and be a voice up here to my fellow council members, with the exception of Mr. Small. None of the council members previously served on the council. So Mr. Small and I think, are bringing that school board experience to the council there.
Thank you, Councilman
hope that's
Harris.
helpful.
No, very helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
No rebuttal. All right, thank you.
Are there any other comments from the public this evening?
Good job.
Well, Mr. President, Ken Gardner, 101 Scoter Avenue, Woodbridge. A couple of requests. There's some property located on in the Seawarn section on the corner of Vernon and Grant. I guess through you, Mr. President, to the administration, maybe Mr. Simaluka might remember. There's a property there. I don't know if it's Green Acres property on the corner there.
I'm sorry, you said Vernon and where?
On Vernon and Grant. The township, I believe the township maintains.
What's
Okay.
overgrown or?
If somebody could get back to me just, just on maintaining the property. There's also another piece of property that is on the same street. It's located next to 77 Vernon. And it's up against the turnpike. I don't know whether that's township property or turnpike property, but that needs to be maintained a little better. So if we could look into it, if you could just get back to me, let me know if you
Council
don't
President,
know.
if I got it right, it's Vernon and Grant.
And next to or?
Next to 77 Vernon, between 77 Vernon and the turnpike.
And they're both property.
Property maintenance issues?
Yes.
We'll have them take care of this week.
Okay, thank you. Next, I would ask through the chair to the police department if they consider doing a traffic study and/or some type of radar activity on West Avenue. Residents have been complaining about speeding, particularly between Deborah Place and probably all the way over to Woodbridge Avenue.
So, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. I believe that traffic study was done when that speed limit was adjusted just a few years ago.
Okay, well, maybe
sorry?
maybe we just need to get some radar out there. The road is quite busy during normal business hours. That might prevent speeding. So one of the residents had suggested maybe in the night hours or the weekend, if we get some radar or traffic control out there to try to keep the traffic down a little bit, they would appreciate it.
Council President, we put a lot of attention to West Avenue, especially since, like you said, lowering the speed limit. We had those complaints, and we addressed those complaints.
Thank you, Mayor.
So the speeding is still going on. Are you saying, Mayor, that that's all you're going to do, or can we
No,
send somebody out?
No, I'm saying that we addressed this. We lowered the speed limit. That's a very significant step that we took to placate the residents there that were complaining about the speeding. We are always enforcing speeding all over the town.
Okay.
But we've done a very, very good job on West Avenue in particular.
Great, thanks. If you could just send somebody out there, I'd appreciate it. Thanks for noting it.
Aren't we adding a new traffic light in that area?
We tried for a traffic light at West and Deborah, but because Deborah goes into a tunnel essentially that's one car at a time and not two, it cannot be a traffic light. And I don't know why. Maybe Mike Gellin, our engineer, will know why, what the DOT rules are. But we tried to put a traffic light there. Well, actually, I know why, a lot why, because the train tracks are only a certain amount of feet off the ground. And if we had more of an intersection with the traffic light, that would have to be raised. And if you can imagine what it would take to raise train tracks, you've got to start probably halfway to Woodbridge Avenue with an elevation, and you got to go the other way, probably all the way down to Cypress with the incline that you'd have to lift that high enough. And we got a quote from the DOT of $4 million, and it just was not worth. That's just for that piece of it, let alone the traffic light. So they might have paid for a lot of the traffic light, and the county might have chipped in like they're doing on
Mayor,
Deborah
I
Place.
only have 5 minutes, Mayor.
But no, you asked a question, we're answering it.
And you did.
And
Thank you.
so
very
that's
much.
the answer, is
Now,
that we're not
getting into
doing
my
what we're
time
doing
as
on
you do
Deborah
every
Place
week.
because of the limitations of the train tracks on West Avenue not being wide enough.
Thank you, Mayor.
And last, on Old Road.
1 minute, sir.
Thank you. Near the corner of Stanley Avenue, that's just a short dead end that goes into the back of the school. Someone's been racing their motorcycle at like 2 a.m. in the morning, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They asked maybe if we could get some police patrol over there.
Has any of those persons contacted Woodbridge PD when it's actually happening?
I've asked them to do that as well. And
Council President, we have that complaint. A resident of Sue Warren that works for the town let us know about that yesterday, and the police department is aware of it. It's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, several days. It's some kind of relationship issue. They're doing it to be a nuisance on purpose, and we are investigating it. So we already had that complaint. Thank you.
Thank you. And then resolution number 31, Penval Road and Cutters Dock Road. I hope this is nothing to encourage the warehouse development over there. Again, I would say, as I've said in the past, I'm opposed to it, and I hope the administration will be as well.
Thank you, sir.
Can
Your 5
someone
minutes is up.
explain that resolution?
Thank you, sir. Your 5 minutes is up.
Okay, can someone
you.
explain the resolution?
Thank you, sir. Your 5 minutes is up. That's the third time. You know what happens
I
next.
understand my time's up, but you
Your
have all
time
the
is up.
time in the world. You don't want to answer the question?
Come back next meeting or send an email, or you can see us anytime over 2 weeks, but your 5 minutes is up. Thank you.
Are there any other comments or questions from the public?
Evening.
Evening.
Paul Lund, Hope Lawn. I just want to make mention, I just got back into town, but before I left, we had a nice grand opening of the Jack Chitterelli campaign headquarters on Amboy Avenue. Happy to report we had about 150, 200 people there. Why I think that's important is that we need to have some countervailing balance to the Democrat machinery locally here in Woodbridge. The problem I have, it's not that there's probably still pay-to-play that goes on, political patronage, jobs given to nephews and folks like that. My problem is that you guys actually legitimize a Democrat Party that's gone off the rails. This is the party of open borders, 250,000 fentanyl deaths that came with the open borders, 20 million illegal aliens. I've seen in the past this same council has been, I'd say, downright disrespectful to our one local citizen who's been with us since 1963 in his hair salon, a gentleman who came across the border legally, made an American success out of himself, and all the Democrat Party wants to do is defend not only illegal aliens, but the worst of the worst, defending folks who are here or who are doing criminal activities. Now, they want to put Mikey Sherrill in office to follow another gentleman who was the greatest Marxist we've ever had in office, Governor Murphy, Comrade Murphy. Mikey Sherrill's already been scandalized with $7 million in stock trade winnings that she did during the COVID lockdown on inside information, got slapped with an ethics charge. Mikey Sherrill is also the person who's going to carry the water for that radicalized Democrat Party, who wants to keep us a sanctuary state. So again, I praise the fact that we have a campaign headquarters as a bulwark against the creeping communism, yes, even on a local level. And I thank God that Jack Chitterelli is in a good position to become our next governor of New Jersey. Thank you. One more thing. I have a question about the builder's remedy that's been controversial. We have a problem with all the overdevelopment. I understand there's a policy called builder's remedy, where in theory it would bring in more affordable housing. Instead, it's brought in massive amounts of market rate housing. We see it all the way up and down the transit line. I want to know, are we beholden to that, or is there something we can do to just say no to a well-intended, presumably, policy that has unintended consequences? That's all. Thank you.
That's
Builder's remedy, that would apply here, right?
Council President, I'm not exactly sure what that means. We have no longer any affordable housing responsibility. We met whatever quotas there were. Everything we've been building has a 15% set aside for affordables. It's worked out incredibly well. And for the next several years, we have no more requirement to build additional affordable housing.
And the builder's remedy is one that lets a builder come in and say they're going to build low and moderate income housing and then results in development. The mayor is correct. The most recent legislation in that area, that's an outgrowth of Mount Laurel. But the most recent legislation would prevent the township from being responsible under that, because you have already satisfied all of your low and moderate income housing. Sorry to disappoint you.
Are there any other comments or questions?
Again, John Bertati, Woodbridge again. I want to go back to the first aid. If the Woodbridge Township takes it over, are we going to put people on a payroll, and who's going to be in charge of it, and who's going to be actually get paid for it? I mean, I know, Mayor, that over the years you give each first aid X amount of dollars, but as I can see, Woodbridge, especially Woodbridge, first aid is all over. If you got a football players, footballs and concerts and everything else, do they get paid by doing those things? If they don't, why don't we pay them so maybe they won't go bankrupt, so to speaking? But again, if you run it, and if you don't draw the revenue to pay for all this thing, are the taxpayers going to be responsible to make the difference? Of course, right?
Mr. Vitar, over here, and I'm sorry, you asked.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr.
What's the
President.
exact
I'm sorry,
question?
Mr. President.
You touched on a
Second
couple
que-
different things.
Second question I would have, I want to,
I'm sorry, what's the first question?
first question would be, when you take over the first aid, if you're short on money to run it, because it's competitive, because a lot of companies, a lot of hospitals, everything else is going to pitch into to take people to hospitals back and forth. My question would be, if you don't have enough so-called business to maintain expenses, who's going to pay the difference? Will be taxpayers, right?
Well, first of all, Council President, you say if we take over first aid. We already took over first aid. We've been doing it for over a year. We took over the Ford Squad, not the Ford Squad. The Ford Squad folded years ago, St. John's First Aid Squad. Woodbridge took over that years ago, and they dropped it, and we took over. So we've been in the business, so there's no if. We're in the first aid business. As I said, we bought 2 rigs, we hired 2 supervisors, and we hired 8 EMTs, all to work under our first aid coordinator, which we've had for years. I think it's the 4th person we've had since we started that position many years ago. It was first held by Director Niski when he was the deputy director. So we're in the business. There's no question about it. There's no if. We're expanding, but we're in the business. And yes, there's always the chance that we don't collect enough from the billings that we make for people who take the first aid ambulances. They get billed. We collect the money. We don't balance bill for the most part. We always paid the first aid squads a stipend, and we no longer have to pay for the Ford stipend, and we no longer have to pay for the Woodbridge stipend. So right there, we saved $300,000. But there's no doubt in anybody's mind that the first aid operation will wind up costing our taxpayers some money. No doubt about it. And we have no problem with that, because our job is number 1, public safety. That means police, fire, and first aid, number 1 priority. And we're not going to let the tax argument get in the way of the public safety argument. There's money in the budget now, last year's budget, for operating the Ford area. No question about it. There'll be more money in this next budget in several months to do the Woodbridge operation. No doubt about it. We're happy with that. Anybody who thinks we shouldn't use tax dollars for first aid squads doesn't belong in this town.
I didn't say that, but again, people that I know, even including myself, if you take the first aid, charge you $450, $700 some dollars.
And your insurance company pays it.
I mean,
We bill and insurance companies pay, not the people.
well, not the people, but again, when you call the first aid, it costs.
That's important, not the people. That's very important, not the people.
Well, listen, the question, what I'm saying, a lot of people are afraid of call the first aid because they know they're charged. And you
People
said,
are afraid to call first aid because they might have to pay for it? Are you serious?
talk
1
to
minute,
some
sir,
more
1 minute.
people. Talk to some more people, Mr. Severo.
I think that's crazy.
Well,
People don't call an ambulance because they're afraid of the charge.
exactly. I want an officer over there on a bicycle, electric bicycles. I live on Amboy Avenue on 35 over here. There's got to be some kind of on those electric bicycles at night. When you walk around the corners, you don't hear them coming. Only thing you can hear when the kids start to talk. So you got 3, 4, 5 kids at a time, anything from about 10 years to 18 years. They drive at night. They ride bicycle at night, and there's no any lights on them. There's no any kind of signals on them or anything, except when they talk, you know they're coming. So it's very dangerous. It could be anything put on those bicycles, or signals, or lights, or even whatever you call it, if the car sees them, but you don't see them, and they got back and forth on 35 over there. I think it's a very great idea to put in force, but again, you got to know they're coming. You got to see they're coming. There's none of this happening.
Thank you,
And
sir.
if, no more time, right?
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
Any other comments or questions this evening?
Good evening again, Tom Maris, Sports New Jersey.
Evening.
Let me just say something from a line out of John Wick, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I've gone through a couple of medical problems, but I'm good to go, and I hope to be here quite often, and also running for the school board, as some of you well know. And again, it's a community. There's a lot of good people sitting in this dais and over here with the organization, the government of our town. And we may differ from time to time, but I think we will all have in our hearts and in our minds the best interest of this town. We just have a way of voicing different opinions, and I appreciate that. That's what our free society is all about. And with that, I'd like to compliment the Sergeant for being here tonight and presenting that. I'd love to see that proposal in writing, because I think the public would like to know what it is. And I thought I heard something about an age restriction or differential. And, if it's bad to be on the road, it doesn't matter what age you are driving it. It shouldn't be there if it isn't licensed or it isn't properly identified, so anybody driving, be they a pedestrian or in a vehicle, can see that individual. So I think that's very important. But again, kudos for the sergeant for coming out and doing that. I'm going to revert to some. I don't want to get too much into the Woodbridge ambulance situation. That has been a mess for years. They almost went bankrupt years ago because of the things that they got in derivatives. I think they invested in that, and it was a disaster. Look, the township's going to take it over. That means they're not a taxing entity. The township is going to pay for it. Unlike the fire departments, obviously, who are an independent taxing agency who gets a lot of money out of the general fund. But again, these are all essential services that this town needs. How we pay for it, one way or the other, as long as we have it, I think it's the key, but we should know whose pockets it's coming from, Peter or Paul. That said, there was something back in, let me rephrase this, or go back to my notes, I'm sorry. It was June 24th. It was Council Resolution number 16. Mr. Mitch may remember, and I'll just read it to you. It was number 3, resolution recognizing the commitment and I'm sorry, wrong page. It was number 16, resolution authorizing the expenditures up to $6 million in support of housing initiatives to create deed-restricted affordable units in the housing. I'd like an explanation on that as to what that really does mean. But more than that, I went back and challenged where that was coming from.
Mr. Maris, I'm sorry. What meeting? Which date?
I'm sorry, this is July,
June 24th.
give me 1 second.
We'll
It was
figure.
June 24th meeting, so it was a while ago. But I didn't have a chance to address it then, as we often don't have a chance to address a lot of things in this 5-minute debacle that we have to go through. Anyway, I did go back and ask through an Oprah request, and I got an answer back. Pardon me. I still have some allergies. What that encompassed. What are we actually doing with that? What's the explanation of it? And the answers that I got, excuse me if I'm trying to rush through this, Mr. Mitch was good enough to come back to me, and he did say he spoke to somebody in authority here, and I don't need to name names, that it was confirmed with, and I'm kind of paraphrasing some of this, that there are no supporting documents to resolution number 16, and therefore,
1 minute,
this
sir.
is why no records were transmitted to you, because I submitted an Oprah. So my question is, how does this board go about approving something, even in concept, of $6 million when there is no supporting documentation? Is this just another rubber stamp as this council does? In all fairness, Mr. Mitch also said it was something that they're considering. But even considering it, why would you consider spending, allowing up to $6 million with no supporting documentation whatsoever? There were no estimates. It was just a number thrown out there that you people approved. And I find that unacceptable. And I hope the town does as well. Because your job is to protect us. And I know a lot of people up there, I respect all of you. But when I see stuff like this, I will call it out. And that's the end of it. So,
Thank you, sir.
my time's up. If you care to answer it, fine. If you don't, let the public figure it out.
there any other comments or questions from the public? Hearing no other comments, can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion?
Any
Thank you.
questions from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll go
Thank you.
to the agenda.
Before we move to the agenda portion, I just want to answer the one gentleman's question regarding Pennville Road. That is, we're adding permitted uses, which includes clean vehicle refueling station, vehicle maintenance. Everyone was here when I read the council decorum in the beginning. Everybody gets 5 minutes. We're not trying to be rude, we're not trying to cut anybody off. If we give one person 5.5 minutes, then we give another person 6 minutes, then we give another person 7 minutes, and so on and so forth. Everybody knows it's 5 minutes. We're all here. We all answer emails, we answer Facebook messengers, we answer phone calls, we answer email, whatever it is. Anybody can talk to any one of us, the mayor or the administration, at any given time, at any given point of the day. I understand some people need to wait for the council meeting so they can get themselves on a microphone. I completely understand that. I completely respect it. As we all said, we're all here to do a job. We all have our opinion, whether it's a difference of opinion or not. We all respect it. I respect it. My fellow councilmates respect it. With that said, the 5 minutes is the 5 minutes. That's the way it's been for at least 7, 8 years, and that's the way it's going to be. I'll be more than happy to speak to anybody at any given point to give them their answer their question, have feedback. You might respect it, you might agree with it, you're not. That's fine. We're here to give you the answer. When the 5 minutes is up and the gavel bangs, the 5 minutes is up. Thank you. Moving on to the agenda portion of the council meeting, start with myself. Item number 2, Avenel Arts Village. I'm very excited to announce that Caroline's Tavern is on schedule to open to the public this Monday, the 18th. An exciting new menu and theme. Caroline's Tavern is located right next door to APAC, the Avenel Performing Arts Center, making it the perfect spot for pre-show drinks, post-show bites, or a night out. Their exceptional menu features elevated new American tavern food and creative cocktails. Come out for a lively happy hour, a cozy dinner, or hosting a private celebration. Caroline's offers a warm, stylish space that feels both inviting and unique. Discover your new favorite neighborhood hangout at Caroline's Tavern. So please keep your eye out next week, and they are already taking reservations. Item number 15, Maple Tree Senior Center. We're still walking on Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Come on down and join the senior walkers group that they have. Walk around the safe confines of the closed parking lot, and in case of heat or bad weather, we can move inside and walk around their large hall. Again, that is Monday and Fridays at 10 a.m. No registration is required. Just show up with your sneakers. The rest of my agenda is in order. Just a few announcements. I'd like to thank the mayor and administration for reaching out to New Jersey Department of Transportation on my request. They came out over the weekend, enhanced and redid all the crosswalks along Route 1 and Avenel Street. It's much more identifiable, so thank you very much. I announced earlier, I wasn't sure about the date. Alvin Williams, God rest his soul, passed away in the line of duty on September 6th. And speaking with that, September 18th was our other officer that passed away, Joe Lewis. Thank you, Director Niski. I'd also like to congratulate our very own Megan Kushba on attaining her certification for Certified Public Manager. That's a very outstanding. That takes almost a year to get, so Kush, congratulations, very happy for you. The rest of my agenda is in order. God bless America. Council Vice President McAuliffe.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have a couple of things to go over tonight. We have a bunch of concerts still going on in town. Parker Press every Wednesday at 7:30. We have this week coming up, the Sweet Lizzie Project, and next week we have Sunny Sweet taking the stage. Then on Thursday, we have our local band Thursday in Seawarren. We have Vinyl Madness this week, and then 9 South. And then we also have the Tiki Bar. Come out to the Tiki Bar. It's very nice. The weather's been great. You can go on to our website to get all of the information of who's playing, what food trucks are going to be there, and what other activities are going to be happening. Then also the children's concerts are still happening at Acacia Center, 10 o'clock in the morning. This Saturday is a reptile show, which I'm sure is going to be very exciting for the kids. There'll be hands-on experience there, so they can go out and try that out. So that'd be fun for them. Also, I would like to say that we're going to be having a cleanup effort. We're going to start in Seawarren at the waterfront. This is a great opportunity for any students who are looking to get community service hours. Please reach out to me, provide your information. You can get all my information on the the Woodbridge website, reach out to me, and if you're interested in helping keep the community clean, we're going to start in Seawarren with the waterfront area. Also, the St. James Street Fair will be coming up in September, which is always a great thing, so mark your calendars for that. A couple things I'd like to just say. We had National Night Out last week, and it was moved to the Alvin P. Williams Park. It was an amazing event. We had over 564 cars come. There were over 1,500 participants. It was excellent. There were free food given out, lots of things for the kids and activities, a lot of people giving out information about many things that go on town first aid, police, fire, everything. It was a really, really great event. So if you didn't make it this year, please try to get out there next year. Also, I just want to thank the Woodbridge Police Department. They did a traffic unit study. Our residents had some concerns about many things out in the downtown area. They conducted a pedestrian awareness detail last week where we summoned 114 different violations that were out there in the downtown area, which was on Main Street, Railway Avenue, Pearl Street, Upper Main Street near Metuchen Avenue. Keep doing a great job and bringing awareness and improving our safety for all of our residents. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Strickland Steakhouse and his whole entire team. They did an amazing backpack donation to the families in need in Woodbridge. They purchased over 350 backpacks, giving out with supplies in them to many students in need. So that was a really great thing that happened in downtown Woodbridge. Also, Aborn and West Prospect, we sent out letters to let you know that there will be repaving going on over the next few weeks. So just be aware that there will be no parking signs posted. So make sure that you can take care of that with your vehicles. And I just also wanted to thank DPW because we had some cleanup done in Seawarren. There was some graffiti going on out there. They took care of that immediately on some stop signs and some stuff over there by the by Moby Dick's over there by the train. And the people on Fulton Street are extremely happy because the overgrowth is now cleaned up. And I had several people call me and thank me, but it wasn't me who did it. It was DPW, so thank you very much for that. And also in Lizbeth's absence, I'm going to just announce at the Barron Arts Center on August 20th, there's an Amelia Earhart event there. So if you're interested in that, go out and check that out. And for seniors, we'll be starting our movie nights again, starting September 18th. So check that out. That's a great thing to go out if you're a senior to get a free movie. Thank you, Council President, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Council Vice President Paul. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have a few announcements. The Christ Assembly of God affords their annual backpack drive, free backpack and school supply giveaway will be on Saturday, August 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're located at 111 Hamilton Avenue in Fords. Our backpack giveaway was started by my two councilmates, Councilman Dan Harris and Councilwoman Elizabeth De Jesus, will be on Friday, August 22nd. That'll be at the Hope on Fire Company, which is located at 127 Loretta Street from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So come out, receive your free school supplies, there'll be refreshments and a DJ. And the following day, Saturday, August 23rd, in Caseby section of Woodbridge Township, will be at the Clinton Avenue Park. Be a free backpack giveaway, school supplies, same thing, refreshments and DJ from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So this will be all up on our social media pages. So come out, receive your school supplies. For those, going back to school this year, my wife's not too happy school's starting soon, but she'll have to go back to work. But that's all I have. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Bauer. Good information. Thank you. Councilwoman Meehan.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have two announcements. On Sunday, September 21st, from 1 to 6, the Colonia VFW will be having a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. The VFW has done over 25 dinners to help families in need. Now it's time to help them. This fundraiser will assist the VFW to make much-needed repairs to their building. Please come out and support this group that does and continues to do so much for our community. The cost is $15 per person, and under 5 is free. Also, save the date, the annual Colonia Breast Cancer Walk and Charity Oktoberfest this year will be on Saturday, October 11th. The Breast Cancer Walk will start out at St. John Vianney's parking lot, and we will proceed to the Springwood Swim Club, where we will be holding an Oktoberfest with live music, food, a beer and wine garden, and activities for the children. This year, all proceeds for both events will be split between 2 Colonia residents battling illnesses, one young mom, Ariel Curtis, and a college student named Nadia Matos. We also will be donating a portion of our proceeds to the children of Sharon Newman, who lost her battle to cancer just the other week. Please come out for an afternoon of fun while we support these Colonia families. And that's all I have. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Be safe.
Thank you, Councilman Mahan.
Thanks.
Councilman Patil.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. Also, my agenda is already further, but I have like a couple of announcements. Woodbridge Township will close Oak Tree Road on Sunday, August 24th, from about 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for the annual Pakistani parade organized by the Pakistani community in the central New Jersey area. We ask drivers to avoid this area during that time to help reduce the traffic delays, and please follow the detour signs and directions from the Woodbridge Township police officers. Also, last Sunday, IBA organized a Great India Day parade on Oak Tree Road in Islin. On behalf of the Executive Committee of the Indian Business Association, I sincerely thank our Mayor, Woodbridge Township Mayor, Mayor's Office staff members, Chief of Staff Carolyn Ulrich, my fellow council colleagues, and Woodbridge Township Police, Public Works, and Recreation Departments for their hard work and dedication in making this vibrant, culturally rich event possible along the busy Oak Tree Road Business District. We also thank our residents for their patience and cooperation in helping make this community celebration a great success. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Patil. Councilman Harris.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just have a number of items from my agenda. We'll start off with a request from Pat Trombetta, President of the New Jersey Senior Olympics, a resident here. We are now 23 days away from the New Jersey Senior Olympics, which has been hosted in Woodbridge for the past 18 years. That's occurring on September the 5th through Sunday, September 7th. You must be age 50 and above to participate. There's 21 sports for both men and women. All but 3 of those events are hosted here in Woodbridge Township. If you go to page 38 of the Woodbridge News, the newsletter you all should have received in your mailbox in the past couple of weeks, there's information in there about a discount that all Woodbridge Township residents who are of age 50 and above to pay. It's a $10 fee to participate in the Senior Olympics as opposed to the statewide fee of $40 per person. If you don't have that Woodbridge News magazine, you could also visit njseniorolympics.com to learn more information to sign up. Be sure to sign up. It's a great day of, great weekend of fun for seniors. A number of us, we've all been there, and seniors really have a great time, and many township residents participate. Going from seniors to the youth, the last week of August 26th and August 28th, Township youth centers are having open houses. We have 3 youth centers here in Woodbridge Township that are free and open to students during the school year. It's particularly aimed at middle school students between the grades of grade 6, 7, and 8. From 3 to 6 p.m., students can enjoy an adult supervised, structured, safe environment to play, games, meet fellow middle school students, and perhaps work on their homework. You could also learn more about these open houses and the specific dates and the times on the Mayor's Facebook page, the Youth Services website, or the Youth Services Instagram page. Now, kicking over to my my wellness agenda inherited from Councilman Fricara. We have two great events coming up in the next 6 weeks, specifically the annual Crossroads 5K race. It's been going on for about 30 years. This year's race is scheduled for Sunday, August the 31st. That's Labor Day weekend. That's hosted annually at the Alvin Williams Park in Seawarren. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and the race starts at 9 a.m. You could sign up in advance or day of It's $25 per person, and the money benefits the Marissa Tufaro Foundation, a really great foundation that provides scholarships to high school student athletes in Middlesex County. And then last but not least, we have the 18th annual Tour of the Woodbridge Bicycle Tour, which is scheduled for Sunday, September the 21st. You can do the bike tour, and then you can go to the Spaghetti fundraiser in Colonia. The bike tour is a 15 or 30-mile bike ride that goes all throughout the township. The bike ride begins at 8 a.m. You can register online at raceroster.com, or you can sign up day of. There's also sponsorship opportunities available. You can email biketour@twp.woodbridge.nj.us to learn more. And the proceeds from that event benefit the Girl Scouts. That's all, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Harris. Good stuff. And again, thank you for your comments during the public portion, educating the public on their questions regarding Ross Street. Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. President. My agenda is in order.
Thank you, sir. Administration, Mr. Simulka.
I have tax and sewer overpayments, and I have an erroneous tax sale certificate for next meeting. Thank you, Council President.
Director Niski.
Thank you, Council President. I have a handicap parking space addition on Powder Horn Court, and I have a handicap parking space deletion on Church Street, Woodbridge, and that's all I have on my agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Planning and Development, Director Dorr.
Thank you, Council President. Nothing this evening.
Okay, Director Public Works, Director.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few items for action tonight. First one is a proposal from CME Associates, and that's for digital tax map maintenance, Mod 4. Second is a proposal from Rutgers Cooperative Extension, and that is for our 2025 partnership agreement. And the third one on my agenda is change order number 2 for the 2024 milling and resurfacing program. And Council President, just one other item. A few meetings ago, Public Works was thanked for the work we do during all the storms, and everybody on the dais recognizes for our efforts. But without the support of the administration and the council, the equipment we buy, and the training and the confidence you have in our employees, we couldn't accomplish that. So I just want to thank the support we get from administration and council. Our equipment's not cheap. It's very specialized, and we usually get all the equipment we need, so thank you.
Thank you, Director Burke. Legal.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Thank you, have a good night. Meeting adjourned.